In this video, you will be shown 6 examples of how PEMDAS, order of operation, works. Please make sure that you have all of these examples in your notes, making sure that you do what I do in each example. And remember that these examples all need to be in your notes before you can go on and to do the assignments. So first example, before we do that, please write this at the top of your paper. This should be on page 21. Let's go page 21 for these examples. So page 21. Okay. First example, again after you have PEMDAS examples written, and like always 5th graders, if you need to pause the video to get that written, please do that. Here's the first example. Okay. 4 plus 7 times 6. And with PEMDAS, we always start at the beginning with the letter P for parentheses. Are there any parentheses? These are what parentheses look like. Are there any parentheses? No. Okay, then we go to the E. Exponents. Are there any exponents? So remember in the other video, exponent would be the little number up there. Are there any of those? No. Okay. Then we go to multiplication or division, whichever comes first. Is there multiplication or division in this problem? And the answer is yes, there's multiplication. So please underline that step, okay? Because we do one step at a time. And 7 times 6 is 42. Copy everything else as it is. Then we go back. Parentheses? No. Exponents? No. Multiplication or division? No. Addition or subtraction? Yes, there's only one thing left. 4 plus 42 is 46. And if you need to, right on the side, 4 plus 42, okay, you can do that on the side. There's a basic example of PEMDAS, basic example of order of operations. Okay. So please skip a line. Let's have you skip a couple of lines. So let's skip 2 lines, and still on page 21, here is the next example. Please write this. 18 divided by 6 plus 5 times 2 minus 10. Okay, and again, pause the video if you need to. 18 divided by 6 plus 5 times 2 minus 10. And we start again with the letter P. Are there any parentheses in this equation, in this expression? No. Okay. Are there any exponents? Any of the little like 2's or 3's? No. Is there multiplication or division? Division, multiplication. Multiplication or division, whichever one comes first. So division comes before multiplication in this expression. So we do that first. 18 divided by 6 is 3. Then we copy everything else as it is. One step at a time. Parentheses? No. Exponents? No. Multiplication or division? Yes. There is multiplication, so I'm going to underline that as my next step. 5 times 2 is 10, and then copy everything else as it is. And we'd repeat PEMDAS again. Parentheses? No. Exponents? No. Multiplication or division? No. Then we go to addition or subtraction. Yes, there's both. Which one comes first? The addition comes first, we underline that. 3 plus 10 is 13. Copy everything else. We have only one thing left to do. 13 minus 10 is 3. And again, fifth graders, if there's any computation that you need to do on the side, please do that, okay, to make sure you're being as accurate as possible. So there's example number 2 on page 21. Again, pause the video if you need to. Make sure you have this exactly as I have it. All right, then we will go on to the third example. And again, skip a couple of lines, and let's keep this one also on page 21. I think you should have room. So there's a parenthesis, 10 plus 5, parenthesis, minus 3 times 3 plus 6. So parenthesis, 10 plus 5, parenthesis minus 3 times 3 plus 6. And we start again with the letter P. Are there any parentheses? This time, yes. So that's our focus. We're going to look at the parentheses first. Inside the parentheses, are there exponents? No. Is there multiplication or division? No. Is there addition or subtraction? Yes, there's only one thing inside, so we underline that. 10 plus 5 is 15. Okay? Once we have done this inside and we have nothing left to do in the parentheses, we drop the parentheses. We're done with that. Copy everything else as it is. And then we repeat PEMDAS again. Parentheses? No. Exponents? No. Multiplication or division? Oh, here's multiplication, so that's my next step. 3 times 3. 3 times 3, 9. Copy everything else as it is. And we go back. Parentheses? No. Exponents? No. Multiplication or division? No. Is there addition or subtraction? Yes, there's both. Which one comes first? In this example, the subtraction comes first. 15 minus 9 is 6. Copy everything else. And 6 plus 6 is 12. Again, stop the video as you need to make sure you're getting this all in there. Okay? All right. Next, even though you might have room on page 21, I want you to go to page 22 for these next examples. So please turn the page, go to page 22, number it at the top, page 22. Write this at the top again. PEMDAS Examples, make sure you have that written. Again, pausing the video if you need to. So the top of page 22 should look like this. And then here's the next one, getting a little bit more difficult. And again, please copy what I have. So 8 times 3 minus parenthesis 12 divided by 4 plus 7 parenthesis plus 20. Alright, we start again with the letter P, which is the parentheses. Are there parentheses? Yes. Okay. So then we stick with the parentheses, right? Okay. Right now our focus is the parentheses. We don't worry about anything else. And in those parentheses, are there any exponents? No. Is there multiplication or division? Yes, there's division, so I'm going to do that first. 12 divided by 4 is 3. Copy everything else as it is. Okay? Copy everything else as it is, doing one step at a time. Then we go back. Do we have parentheses? Yes. We only have one thing to do inside. 3 plus 7, 10. Since there's nothing more to do inside the parentheses, we drop them, we get rid of them. But then we copy everything else as it is. Again, one step per line. Parentheses? No. Exponents? No. Multiplication or division? Multiplication, that's it. I only see multiplication, so that's my next step. 8 times 3, 24. Copy everything else. And we start again. Parentheses? No. Are there any exponents? No. Is there multiplication or division? No. Is there addition or subtraction? Yes, there's both. Which one do we do first? Subtraction, because it comes first. 24 minus 10 is 14. And again, 5th graders, it's okay to do this on the side, right, to make sure. Copy everything else. And we only have this left to do, and 14 plus 20 is 34, making sure we circle our final answer. Again, pause the video if you need to. Make sure you have this exactly like that in your journal. Alright, 2 problems, 2 examples left. Staying on page 22, skip 1 or 2 lines. Skip 1 or 2 lines. Parenthesis 3 plus 7 plus 4 squared. Here's an exponent. Notice it sits up a little higher. Divided by 8. Alright, so again, parenthesis 3 plus 7, parenthesis, plus 4 to the second, divided by 8. Do we have parentheses? Yes. And inside the parentheses, are there exponents? Nope. Oh, there's only one thing to do. So I'm going to do 3 plus 7. 3 plus 7 is 10. I can drop the parentheses because there's nothing more to do inside. And then carefully copy everything else as it is. And we go back to the parentheses. Are there any parentheses in this row? No. Are there any exponents? Yes. Here's what our next step is because of the exponent. And 5th graders, remember, and you have this glued in your journal, but 4 squared, or 4 to the second, is 4 times 4, which equals 16. So 4 squared is 16. Copy everything else. And we go back to the letter P. Are there parentheses? No. Are there any exponents? No. Is there multiplication or division? Yes, there's division. 16 divided by 8 is 2. Copy everything else. And we have just 10 plus 2 left, and 10 plus 2 equals 12. Okay. Again, pause the video if you need to, making sure you have all of that in there. And our final problem, final one. I hope you have room on page 22. So skip a line or two, skip 2 lines, and here we go for our last one. 6 times 5 plus parenthesis 7 squared, or 7 to the second, minus 9 times 3, parenthesis, minus 10. Okay, again, pause the video if you need to, making sure you have that written like that. And we go back to PEMDAS. P for parentheses. Are there any parentheses? Yes. Okay, here they are. So we have to deal with and work out what's inside the parentheses first. So inside the parentheses, are there any exponents? Yes. Here is the exponent, so that's our first thing that we have to do. 7 squared. Again, you have this in your notes. You have it glued in your notes here. My smartboard will cooperate. 7 squared is 7 times 7, which equals 49. So 7 squared is 49. And then copy everything else. Only do one step at a time. And making sure you have everything copied correctly. Okay, so we go back. Do we have parentheses? Yes, we still have parentheses. Inside the parentheses, are there any exponents? No. Is there multiplication or division? Yes, there's multiplication. So that's my next step. 9 times 3, 27. Copy everything else as it is. Okay? One step, one thing at a time. Go back to the letter P. Are there parentheses? Yes, we still have parentheses. But there's only one thing to do inside. So 49 minus 27. Again, if you need to do this on the side to make sure you're accurate, please do that. 22. So 22. Now I drop the parentheses because there's nothing more to do. Nothing more that I have to do. Copy everything else. Are there parentheses? No. Are there any exponents? No. Is there multiplication or division? Yes. Only multiplication, so that's the next step. 6 times 5, 30. Copy everything else. Parentheses? No. Exponents? No. Multiplication or division? No. Addition or subtraction? Yes. There's both. Which one comes first? That one comes first. 30 plus 22. Right? And again, 5th graders, if you need to do the addition on the side, please do that. Equals 52. Copy everything else. And we're finally down to one thing. 52 minus 10 is 42. When you have those examples done, you'll need to show me or Miss Van Wielden or another adult that you have those examples like that before you can go on to do the assignments. And again, anytime you need to go back to review something, you can go back in the video, go back to make sure that you have all the examples the way I did them. If you do not, you'll have to go back and fix them before going on to the assignments.